Big time. Yeah. A little North Kansas City, got a little Domino's action there, a little Comets logo. That's straight. Hey, baby! What are you doing?
What are you, big time now? Fucking 458, the game's a 5.
Roll, man.
Big time.
Where are you at? Who you with? Ham and Vicky. Ham and the son. You can have one on the road. What did you do? March.
Jamie's talking to Mark, but he's coming up here. Thank you so much. Yeah, no problem. They got you up there. Okay.
Who's your Hardy? Nice. Rocket's here?
Well, that's one of the things I talked to. I talked to him. How you doing, 30 minutes? And I got that. So I didn't think Jeffy, I'll be there ready. So I think, but I don't believe.
Love Rocket. You know he is. Yeah. I know it. Back in the NPSL, we had what, 20-something teams. We were coast to coast. Yeah, it was a brutal fucking season.
Friday, Saturday, we played 4 in Harrisburg.
3-3. God, that was so.
Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome in to another Major Arena Soccer League game. We're here tonight. It is the Kansas City Comets at 3-3 hosting the Baltimore Blast at 4-1. The Blast, the defending champs of the Major Arena Soccer League, and the Comets are the two-time defending Central Division champions. Again, pleased to be teamed up with Jeff Houston tonight. Comets losing last night on the road in Cedar Rapids. Baltimore winning at home over the Florida Tropics, and once again, Baltimore doing it in their type of fashion, which is they got another shutout last night in Baltimore. Their terrific keeper, William Vanzella, 7-0 win over Florida.
Yeah, and Vanzella's a great keeper, but the key to their strength and the reason they've got so many shutouts in the past few years is their defense. You'll notice anytime there's the opposing team has the ball, you'll see 5 guys back behind the ball right away, just nearly every time. So it's going to be interesting to see. You got the only 2 teams with the shutouts here tonight, and see who can actually put one in the net.
In fact, Vanzella has 5 shutouts over his last 2 seasons. Amazing. But one thing that Baltimore has is that they've undergone some changes here. They're on the heels of a championship season, so not here tonight for the Blast. Lucas Roque, Pat Healy, Levi Wapu, Ono Anua Obasi, and Caro Forbes, as well as Gino Kim. Lots of changes, lots of young faces on this Baltimore side tonight.
Yeah, and you could see it in a few of their early games. They had some miscommunications. They lost at home to the Wave, which is never something they want to do, just like we never want to lose to them at home. So, but they're starting to gel, and they're getting a couple players back. They're going to get Roque back, and they're going to get Healy back at the end of this month. So they're going to be that team to beat again this year on the Eastern Division.
For Kansas City, for Comets fans, last night in Cedar Rapids, the loss last night to Cedar Rapids dropped them from 2nd to 4th in the Central Division. Their record 3-3, and they had a tough time possessing the ball last night in Cedar Rapids. Do you credit them, or do you credit maybe a not-so-great performance by our guys on the road up in Cedar Rapids, which is a much-improved team?
Well, you can credit it both ways, actually, because it is a much better team than Cedar Rapids than we've seen the last year. And they took advantage of the Comets. We had Brian Perez missing, and we had Brian Harris missing, which it's a key to our organization a lot of times. And Cedar Rapids, they jumped on it and got 2 quick goals early. And credit to our guys. They did not play their best for sure, and they still were within just a few seconds of tying it up there at the end of the game.
We are underway here at Silverstein Ice Center's Arena. It is the Comets hosting the Blast. It'll be their only meeting so far this season, and you may have noticed the Comets are wearing the Stars and Stripes jersey. It is the Comets' annual Salute to Service here tonight at Silverstein Ice Center's Arena, where coming up at halftime, a deserving veteran is going to be awarded a new car, courtesy of Cars for Heroes. We also have members of Team Fidelis that were here holding that giant flag under the national anthem. Team Fidelis, their mission is to end the plague of suicide, veteran suicides. And I'm waving to them right now as they come up the stairs right now. Well done. Well done. You guys look great in your jerseys. Team Fidelis here. They're a local organization led by a retired Marine and a veteran who helps veterans who come back from the war suffering from PTSD, kind of a bridging them to get them the help that they need. So they're little angels here in Kansas City, and we're so fortunate to have them on board here for our Salute to Service here at Silverstein Ice Center's Arena.
One of my favorite things about this game is we just had it, the opening flag that takes up a good chunk of the middle of the field there.
No question about it. Comets on their offensive half. Now they back it up towards the half line. That's Vahid Asipor for the Comets. Those Stars and Stripes jerseys look terrific. Now it's given away in a long drive. An initial save there by Stephen Patterson. That one coming off the foot of number 28, Vinny Dantas. He is one of their offensive players. We'll be calling his name a lot tonight. We talked about who's not here, but let's talk about who is here. Of course, their veteran keeper, William Vanzella. We've talked about him already. Tony Donatelli, Vinny Dantas are leading their offense right now. And they've also made a good acquisition this year, number 78, Nelson Santana. He is one of my favorite defenders because not only is he good in the back, but he also can provide an offensive spark from what used to be the out at the 3-point line.
You know, you're probably one of the few people who he doesn't play for your team that says he's one of your favorite defenders.
That's right.
Because he's that kind of guy that just digs in and gets into the offense. But you're right, he jumps up into the offense quite a bit himself too.
Last night we saw a new player for the Comets in Guy Gomez. Am I pronouncing his name right?
Correct, yeah, Guy Gomez.
He made his first appearance last night, and how did he do?
Oh, well, he got a goal. That's a good way to start
yes.
out, right? Yeah, Guy stepped in. He's been training with the team all year, and we just kind of worked with getting his contract all taken care of this week. He stepped in last night with Harris and Perez missing, and he filled in pretty good.
Baltimore worked it around the perimeter. They uncorked a little bit of a shot. Now the ball chased down into the corner. That's big Andrew Hoxie, all 6'6" of him. He is
best mustache in the league.
Oh, no question about it. My son calls him Luigi. Here's the blast. Here's Hoxie a drive. That one blocked by Robert Palmer. Hoxie will play it away from the goal. This one back to Caltabiano. He's a Baltimore, Maryland native. He wears number 80. We don't see the number 80 too often on jerseys in the MASL. Now it's Jonatas Mello, near side Santana. We're underway here on the first corner, live at Silverstein Ice Center's arena. Vanzella lifts it high into the air. Rising up like a fish out of the water is O'Dane Sinclair, not once but twice. And a 50-50 ball is chipped up towards the center circle. And it's picked up there touched there by an old Comet there, Travis Pittman, who is caught on now with the Baltimore Blast. Of course,
he did have a cup of coffee here last year, didn't he?
Yeah, played 3 games for the Comets last year. He's better known for his time he spent in Wichita, 2 years there. Him and Hoxie were probably buddies there. And Hoxie spent a couple years in Wichita. And in fact, Hoxie had his best season in the 12-13 season when he scored 22 goals and 11 blocks for the old Wichita Wings. Front and center, it's Nacho. Away from the goal to Sosa.
That Wichita team had some good players on it. It had Hoxie, had Pittman, had Matt Clare, who's down in San Diego.
Oh, yeah.
Now. He was on that squad.
Here is Gibson in the corner. Now back to Harris. Good to see Brian Harris back in the lineup. Now Sosa. John Sosa, a part of the team of the week, as well as Stephen Patterson. Stephen Patterson, the player of the week from last week's performance against Chicago, the shutout there. Now kicked all the way back to Stephen Patterson, who was in goal last night. Both Vanzella and Patterson played last night, and both teams traveled. So weary legs, perhaps, for a couple of these teams.
It'll be interesting to see how the late game parts go.
Well, here comes Baltimore chugging up. This one played down to Dantas. Dantas still with it. And away from the goal, it goes back to Santana. Correction, that was 22, Pereira. This is Dos Santos, now Pereira. Baltimore making one of 5 trips outside of the Eastern Standard Time Zone. 15 of their 20 regular season games will be played in Eastern Standard Time. Their 5 trips outside the Eastern Time Zone will be played in the Central, so they don't have to go too far. No West Coast trips for the Blast this year. If you're wondering, the Comets will play 12 in the Central Standard Time Zone. 2 out west. And they're going to play 3 or more. Was it 4? 4. I have to check my numbers. Maybe 4 are going to play against East Coast teams. Now Vanzella. Chip it into the corner for Hoxie. Hoxie is marked by Sosa of the Comets. Away from the goal. Donatelli off the boards and full extension. Patterson snares it out of the air. Throwing up to Leo. Here is Leo with a drive and a save. Made by William Vanzella. Vanzella showing none of the effects of any weary legs or anything like that. Vanzella coming into tonight, his goals against average is once again microscopic. 2.42. He's 4-1. 64 shots he's faced, 12 goals allowed. That's 52 saves already for the Brazilian. Oh, by the way, he has 1 assist. Comets goalkeeper Stephen Patterson has a goal and an assist. Patterson's, as the Comets get it into the right wing corner. Boy, Robert Palmer was there, but it went under his boot. Now Caltabiano.
You were talking about Vanzella, and he is a great goalkeeper, but just to further the point about how great the defense has been in front of him, he's faced 64 shots. In the next 4 goalkeepers in goals against average, the minimum is 74 shots. Chris Toth and Stephen Patterson, who are number 2 and 3 on the list, are 119 shots and 95 shots respectively.
Vanzella feeds it into the corner. Now into the middle it comes. Patterson kicked it away from the goal. Travis Pittman is there. Now Mello knocked it out of bounds for the Blast. And a timeout is on the field. Let's take a break. 7:59 left to play in the first. No score. There's a closer look there at the Comets jerseys they're wearing tonight. Those jerseys are going to be auctioned off, is that right?
Yeah, we're doing a silent auction right now down on the concourse, and proceeds will go to the Cars for Heroes program, which we'll feature later in the broadcast. But it's a great cause, and guys always like wearing the nice new jerseys. And I got to say, they look pretty sharp.
Yep, they look great.
I got to say that, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I helped design it.
Well, if you had a hand in it, credit goes to you and the rest of the team here because they do. They look awesome.
Credit goes to Dan Brown, our merchandiser on the staff. He worked real hard to get those done. And Scott Levinson, our VP of Business Operations.
Those really are popular. Those one-of-a-kind, jerseys.
Yeah, they're lots of fun to do. And, and I love our retros that we've been wearing all year.
Oh, yeah.
But it's fun to vary it up every once in a while.
All right, there's a shot of Ron Corey, tonight's senior referee, standing next to John Sosa. There is Baltimore's Donatelli there in the foreground. Now we're underway. Ramon Palmer into the left wing corner. Vanzella picks it up. No score here at Silverstein Ice Center's arena. This is Kansas City and Baltimore's only meeting this year, and for Comets fans, you got to be thankful that it's here at home. Kicked out of bounds. That went off of the foot of Sophane Tirgou, the Frenchman, knocked it out of bounds. He's a second-year player with the Blast. Of course, the Blast are coached by Danny Kelly. He is assisted by David Bascombe. Comets head coach is Goran Karadzoff and Goran Hunyak. Here's Ramon Palmer with 2 defenders all over his back. Plays it forward up to Leo. Leo trying to slot it through to Sinclair, but broken up by the Blast. Tergou's got it. He's across the line, and he gets knocked down by Palmer. And a foul call on KC. Terragu made contact with the boards. We can hear that here. You always, if you're a Comet fan, a bit nervous when somebody goes down by those boards. Here's Vanzella. Now Santana. 7 minutes and 14 seconds left to play in the first. Blast 4-1, the defending champs. Okay, Sinclair just put his shoulder into Jamie Thomas, one of the newcomers for the Blast, and created some space, and thank you very much. We'll take the ball back.
He just introduced himself politely there.
Pino down to the corner to Gibson. Now Harris. Harris into the breadbasket of Vanzella. Wonder if Brian Harris always maybe gets a little sentimental when he thinks back to the 13-14 season. You know, he was the series MVP. Comets winning their championship, MISL championship in 13-14. And Brian was the series MVP, and he got that game-winning goal. I wonder if he often thinks about that.
Well, I was just thinking the opposite. I wonder if Vanzella gets wide eyes when he sees Harris come down at him.
Good point. Ball knocked free and kicked towards the half line. Gathered up there by Jeremy Rayleigh. And all the way back to Vanzella. Here's Vanzella. Baltimore Blast averaging 6.6 goals a game. Their defense allows 2.4. Comets are averaging 6.7 goals a game, and their defense allows 4.3 goals a game. Comets are sitting back defensively. Now they come out a little bit here. Challenge the Blast. They're just going to hold it until the Comets come out. The Comets being stretched out a little bit here. They give it away. Now the Comets have it. That's what they were looking for. Here is Nacho over to Sosa. Sosa just outside the Blast yellow line, front and center to Bryant. Here's Harris now over to Sosa. 5.5 to play in the first. No score between the Blast and Comets. One of two games tonight, wrapping up a busy MASL weekend. 14 teams in 7 games last night. We'll mention a few of those as we go out throughout tonight's broadcast. Here's Patterson. Stephen Patterson puts his foot into it. And, right off the top of the crossbar from Gibson. Gibson will try just about anything. He's round close to the goal. He'll put a knee, a boot, header, whatever it takes.
He's a natural goal scorer, just wants to get it in no matter what it takes.
Now Matingu. Here is Alan Matingu in the corner. Matingu trying to split the defense. The Frenchman still has it, leaves it for Asadpour, who rolled over the top of it. Now the Comets trying to win it back. Here is Gibson, front center, shot saved by Vanzella. Vanzella with 2 good saves here in the first. Now Palmer. Comets go for some changes. Palmer feeds it into the corner to Leo, who stays on. Leo gets by one defender. He's taken to the ground, and a foul is going to be called on number 12, Adriano Dos Santos.
Baltimore foul number 12, De Silva is first. .410 left to play.
And we have a restart coming up for the Comets. And behind the ball, of course, Brian Perez. And the Comets are going to take a timeout. Comets will take a timeout, and we'll keep it right here. We mentioned it was a busy night in the MASL last night, so we'll run down the scores. Syracuse traveled to Harrisburg, and the Heat get another win. They win it 10-8. Last night in Baltimore, the Tropics visited the Blast. Those two teams have played 3 times. And as we've talked about, the Blast shut out Florida 7-0. In the 3 games the Blast has played with the Tropics, the Blast has outscored them 19-2. Dallas at home got the win over St. Louis 8-2. And in Chicago last night, Milwaukee picked up a big divisional win, 11-8 over Chicago. Chicago has now lost 2 straight. Last night in Cedar Rapids, the Rampage knocked off the Comets 8-7. Cedar Rapids 6-2, first place in the Central Division. They've won 5 straight. Sonora took care of El Paso 11-2. Sonora has won 5 straight. And Tacoma just barely got by Ontario 9-8. as Danny Waltman picked up another win last night at ShoWare Arena. Here we have no score, 4:10 left to play in the first quarter, and the Comets are going to go on the restart here in the right wing corner. Comets are still in their huddle as we look at some of the fans here, all dressed out in their Comets gear. I love to see the hoodies and the t-shirts and the sweatshirts that all have that iconic Comets logo on it. Jeff Houston and Nick Vassos live at Silverstein Ice Center's arena. Oh, they got the flex cam going on right now. They're looking for somebody to flex.
Let's see your guns, Nick.
Let's see him here.
There we go. There's some guns.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I'm not sure the production crew's listening.
No,
We gotta
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I mean, that kid's got you beat anyway.
No question about it. Anything can beat these pencils that I've got sticking out of my shoulders. All right, Sosa behind the ball. Sosa front and center, and it's broken up there by the blast. So all that for naught.
Previous Baltimore foul number 12, and Dos Santos is first.
And in the corner it goes, and we've got Dos Santos in there, and he draws a foul against the Comets. So restart for the blast, and it'll be Donatelli. Donatelli will trigger the restart. He's their team captain. Donatelli out wide to Santana. Santana down into the corner. That one to Dantas. Correction, that was Donatelli. Patterson's got it. 3:43 left to play in the first. No score. We might have a low-scoring game tonight. I'm just going to toss that out there, stating the obvious because my other job is in television, and we like to do that. So we'll see. Here come the blast. Press forward, down to the corner to Hoxie. Hoxie double teamed by a red, white, and blue stars and stripes and almost got through. Hoxie almost got it through, but Patterson there to pounce on it for the Comets. Up and throwing to Gibson, but it's not strong enough. It bounds out of bounds, and the Comets are going to have it.
The last three games between these two have been pretty low scoring. 5-4, 5-4, and 6-4.
Here's Matingu. Off the wall to Leo. Tried to heel it back to Matingu. By the way, Matingu got his first goal of the season last night in Cedar Rapids, so congratulations, Alan Matingu. Comets will go for a few changes here. The blast, coming on for the blast is Juan Pereira. Vanzella's got the ball, looking into one of the corners. He'll feed it into the left wing corner. Looking for Tergu. Sosa is there, shielding away Tergu. Over to Stokic. Comets will try to build it out of the back. Here's Asadpour. Asadpour to Sosa. Then up the near side boards, it comes to Asadpour. Asadpour, stride for stride with Donatelli. Now into the middle it comes. Baltimore very disciplined defensively. Now Pino out wide to Asadpour. Takes a shot off the near boards, no good. You got to be patient with this Baltimore team. Danny Kelly, their head coach. This Baltimore team defending a championship once again this year. 8-time indoor champions. Comets 2-time champs. Comets have knocked on the door in the last 2 seasons. Vanzella was out of the area.
It's all about where the ball is. And I guess Ron Corey thought the ball was still within the lines, I guess.
Good point there, Jeff. The feet can be out, but if the ball is in the area, it's okay. You had about 4,000 people disagreeing with Ron Corey, but hey, everybody's a ref, right?
That's right. I'm sure that's probably not the first time he's been disagreed with.
No. I saw him down in the tunnel. The fans were saying, all right. Oh, there's Leo right on the doorstep. Couldn't put the left footer on target.
Wasn't off by much.
No. Corey is good-natured about it, that's for sure. Ron Corey, our senior referee tonight. Lucas Rodriguez is out on the field for the Comets. Now back to Vanzella. Vanzella Out towards the half line. Sosa chasing it down there. He wins the ball and plays it back to Patterson. Stephen Patterson, the Thunder Bay, Ontario native. Thunder Bay, if you're curious where that is, it's in Canada, and it's right on the north side of Lake Superior. And their motto, which doesn't surprise anybody that Patterson is from that area, superior by nature. And there's no question that Patterson was superior by nature in the Comets' 6-0 win over Chicago a couple weeks ago. Foul called on the Comets. 0.6 seconds left in the first. It's touched, and that's the horn. That first quarter has gone by in a hurry. And we have no score between the Comets and the Blast. You're watching MASL TV. All right, we're just about ready for the second quarter to begin as we look down on the field here at Silverstein Ice Centers Arena. Glad to have you along, Nick Vassos and Jeff Husted with you on this Sunday evening as we wrap up another week in the MASL. After today's game, the Comets are going to head out onto the road. They're going to take on the Florida Tropics. 6:05 Saturday, December 17th. In fact, the Comets are going to be on the road for a while. 4 of their next 5 games are going to be on the road, and that goes the same for Baltimore. Their next 3 are going to be on the road at Dallas, at Syracuse, and at Harrisburg before they return home Saturday, January 7th to host the Dallas Sidekicks. Both keepers switch ends, and here we go. Ossetpour with the ball. On back to Patterson. Patterson sends it across the half line. Up to Gibson, but stepping in front is Santana. Santana down the left side now, into the middle. Out wide it comes to Mello. Jamie Thomas. Now Mello's got it. He's by Gibson. Takes a shot. That one partially blocked by Sosa. Now Harris. And the Comets trying to work it out of their last third, but there's some high pressure here from Baltimore. And that one nearly kicked out of bounds. It'll stay in play.
There's about a foot and a half of space right there, and he smacked right in the middle of that one pane there.
I thought the ball actually may have ricocheted into the referee's crease and then came back out and nobody noticed it. Apparently not. That's why I wear glasses and you don't.
There's
Matingu, the Frenchman. And the ball sent into the Comets' last third. Falling on top of the ball is Jamie Thomas, the Silver Springs, Maryland native. He's played in 5 games for Baltimore. He's got a goal and an assist and 3 blocks for the youngster.
He's one of those fresh faces you were talking about earlier. Danny Kelly is pretty excited about him. Some of the things that he can bring to the team in the future.
Comets are sitting back defensively. They are really picking up the blast on the half line. Forward from Vanzella to Tergu. Tergu tried to turn and fire, but Sosa is there for the Comets, and he plays it out to Pino. Pino hits the deck. Both teams play on. Dos Santos tried to slot it through to Tergu, but intercepted there by Matingu of the Comets. Alan goes off the boards, looking to get it to Pino, and it goes out of bounds. And it'll go to the Comets with 13-14 left to play in the first half. Patterson is up and throwing. Strong arm to Palmer. He heads it towards the middle, and Rayleigh is there for the blast to funnel it back in towards Vanzella. That one played out to Caltabiano. A pair of Comet jerseys there surround him, and the Comets able to knock it free. Back to Patterson. Here come the blast again. The high pressure there on Matingo. They get the giveaway. Here's a shot and a save. Partial block and a save. Matingo and Patterson there teamed up to keep that one from out of the net. Or from going in the net, I should say. So that's the strategy here early on today. Now a shot and a goal! It's Gibson to Sinclair! And O'Dane Sinclair gets his second goal of the season, and just like that, it's 1-0.
Kansas City Comets.
That was a great run from Sinclair, all the way from the back. Just came up. See here, Gibson sees him right there, coming down, full sprint, just easy layoff to the far post.
Comets goal scored in 2 minutes and 29 seconds in the second quarter. Scored by number 11, O'Dane Sinclair. Assisted by number 14, Leo Gibson.
Gibson picks up another assist for Leo. That is number 12 on the year. Comets lead 1-0 over the Baltimore Blast. 12:27 left to play in the first half.
Spectacular location, located just off I-29 and Berry Road. Full of the best neighbors you can have in Kansas City.
So the high pressure once again from Baltimore. Rodriguez to Patterson. Patterson kicks it long for Leo. Comets get it quickly ahead. Leo with the blast retreating. Now Sinclair again out wide. Nacho shoots, and that one blocked by Donatelli. Comets maintain possession. Here's Palmer. Left side for Leo. Gibson to Nacho. Nacho marked by Donatelli of the blast. Now out front, it comes to Perez. Good to see BP back into the lineup. Now Palmer. Robert, the Park University native, or Park University's product. On back to Patterson. Palmer. Patterson. Now Harris. Up to Leo. Nacho. Forward to Leo, bounces off the glass. Vanzilla got a piece of it, kicked by Dos Santos. 50-50 ball all over the place. Who's going to corral it? Now Sosa to Palmer. Back to Perez. That's a pretty nifty give and go there between Palmer and Perez.
Had the makings of a top 10 goal.
No question. Harris back there with Hoxie of the Blast. Funnels it into Patterson, and he kicked it out of bounds. That's going to give the Blast a good opportunity here on the restart. It'll be placed right at the top of the arc with 10:58 left to play in the first half, and the Comets leading 1-0. O'Dane Sinclair from Leo Gibson. Time of the goal is 2:29. Three men in the wall for the Comets. Dos Santos and Melo behind the ball. Dos Santos, shot. It's taken there by Donatelli, I believe. Now Hoxie back there on the half line. All the way back to Melo. Vanzella surveys the defense and pops one into the corner. Kicked back out by the Comets, and Vanzella will reset. Vanzella, once again, drives one into the corner. It's picked up there by the Blast. Melo has it now near the center circle. Santos. Now Palmer. Palmer and the Comets. Out to Asadpour. Here's Asadpour. Comets looks like they're trying to counter the Blast. The Blast with so many people pressuring the Comets last third. If the Comets can get it up the field quickly, they can create some chances that way. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Blast. No. Goes to the Comets, and here's Asadpour with a little bit of space. His pass intercepted there by Dos Santos. Kick back out towards the half line. Comets take over. Now this is Rodriguez. Rodriguez to Leo, hits it first time. And that just above the crossbar, and then looking for the nod of approval from Alan Matingu, and he didn't get it.
We've got an interesting difference in strategies here. Baltimore's, whenever the Comets have it in their own defensive third, they're pressuring hard, trying to come up with the turnover, some kind of Comets mistake. Well, when Baltimore gets the ball in their defensive third, the Comets are just ready to let them come to them, let them see what's going on.
Here's Sosa. Now Asadpour. John Sosa and Asadpour towards the back line. Sosa, Rodriguez, Matingu, Gibson. Gibson goes off, and Stokic comes on for him. Stefan playing the role of defensive runner for the Comets. Now Vanzella directing some traffic, launches it into the corner, and Patterson comes off his line to head it up into the air, and it's kicked out of bounds. And it looks like they're going to spot the ball at the top of the arc. Once again, the Blast are going to get a chance here on the restart. So coming back on for Baltimore is Dantas and Donatelli. Melo and Dos Santos once again behind the ball. Donatelli is towards the left wing. Dantas on the left post. And a timeout called.
Timeout, Baltimore.
Timeout, Baltimore, and we'll keep it right here. And we'll let you know that the Comets' next home game coming up is going to be on Friday, December 30th. And they're going to host the St. Louis Ambush. And then they'll turn around the next day, and they'll drive down I-70 to St. Louis, and they'll take on the Ambush for a New Year's Eve day game, if that makes any sense. And then quite possibly the hardest part of the schedule coming up in the second week in January, when the Comets have to travel to Ontario and San Diego on back-to-back nights, January 13th and 14th. I'm looking forward to watching those games, but there'll be a big challenge for the Comets in California.
It will be, and not to mention the travel, but those are two tough teams in Ontario and San Diego, especially San Diego right now is playing some good ball.
I watched San Diego on Friday night. They hosted Turlock, and they won 9-3. Childs did not get the mark against Bronco Segota. He ended up one shy, so Childs sits on 297, Segota 298. But they have so many great players in San Diego. I mean, they are deep and experienced.
Actually, Childs did.
Oh, he did
tie it.
He did
tied
tie
it. So he and Segota are tied at 298.
Okay.
So one short of
I might have gone to the refrigerator when he got that 298.
Yeah, I know he was. I talked to him earlier in the day. He's a great guy. Pretty humble about it though. He says this would be great. I've been thinking about it for a while, but honestly, our goal is a championship, which every team should have.
Yeah.
But you got the feelings that it was really sincere with him. So.
Well, congratulations then, Craig Childs, tying Segota. Soon enough, he'll be the all-time leading scorer for San Diego. All right, 8:27 left to play in the first half. It's Baltimore on the restart here. Dos Santos behind the ball. And here is Dos Santos. Now out wide left, shot, and it's blocked. That's blocked by Stokic, who went down on the log roll, sacrificing his body. And it must have been a foul or something.
He got tripped up and still made the block.
Baltimore, number 20. His first of the game.
Harris walks it up for the Comets.
Number 28. Natas, his first of the game.
Palmer. Now Baltimore just sitting back. Patterson to Harris. Harris marked by his old teammate, Travis Pittman. Now back to Patterson. Patterson to Sosa. Sosa to Harris. Comets taking their time. They are possessing the ball much better tonight than they did last night in Cedar Rapids. Now across the line from Sosa to Leo. Gibson's got it. Back to the goal. Turns. Fires. And Leo hits it home. What a great goal by Gibson. It's 2-0. Holy cow.
That one had some English on it.
The finish was perfect. Even as good as Vanzella is, he couldn't get to that one.
Looked like he might have been screened a little bit by Pittman. You see it on the back end from behind the goal. Yeah, I don't think he saw that one coming until it was past Pittman, and then it's just too late.
Well, for Leo, the seventh goal for Gibson, and John Sosa chalks up another helper for Sosa. Oh, now here's Stokic with a drive save, rebound, shot, goal! Oh, it's Stefan Stokic, and the Comets are on a run. It's 3-0.
Gotta love the goal for Stokic. He works harder than anybody else on this field sometimes, and he's just running around. And he got that good shot and then followed it up with a good score for him.
Here's another look at it. Ball loose. There's the initial save. And then back again. And a timeout, media timeout on the field. Let's take a break as well. 7:08 left to play in the first half. And the Comets have streaked to a 3-0 lead. Alongside Jeff Houston, I'm Nick Vassos. Thanks for being a part of, we appreciate you being a part of your weekend here at Silverstein Ice Center's Arena, the Major Arena Soccer League. YouTube broadcast on MASL TV.
It's quite the 5 minutes we've just had, isn't it? 3 goals.
3 goals here in the second quarter by the Comets. And Vanzella, a little frustrated at his teammates there. When he stood up, he had his hands up in the air as to say, hey, guys, where were you for me?
He's got a little bit of a beef there. I mean, he's got something to it. That second goal, the one scored by Leo, Pittman was right in front of him. He couldn't see it, and he blocked him pretty good. And then the second goal was a result of a giveaway, just a careless giveaway by his defense, which is uncharacteristic for this side.
There's a miscue by the Comets. Nacho kicks it out of bounds, and for the third time, the Blast are going to get a chance here on the restart at the top of the arc. 3-0 Comets, 7:02 left to play in the first half. Comets out shooting Baltimore 6-4. Mello is behind the ball this time. Mello takes it right on, and Mello shoots, and he scores, and the Blast are on the board. It's 3-1. You keep giving Baltimore those restart opportunities at the top of the arc. We're finally going to knock one home. So Mello unassisted off of the restart.
Well, and he did a good job of faking out the wall on his approach, and then he opened up the wall and put it right through.
For Mello, that's goal number 4 on the year. Goal number 4 for Jonathan Mello.
Score number 23, Mello.
Now the Blast once again with possession. Dos Santos. Vanzella. Played it over to Jamie Thomas. Now Thomas plays it long for Dos Santos. Asadpour in the corner there for the Comets. Dos Santos is there, along with Tergu. And the ball scooped up by Patterson. Now here's the high pressure from Baltimore. Up the middle it comes to Asadpour. See if the Comets do here in their last third. John Sosa. On over to Patterson. Cycling back is Asadpour. Now Patterson on up to Harris. Deflected over to Asadpour. Back to Sosa. Good patience here by the Comets. There's Vahid, the assistant coach and team captain for the Comets. Now across the line finally, and here's Harris. Harris is there, and he corks one off the top of the... Go now, a bicycle from Leo. And that one kicked back towards the half line. Asadpour. Perez. Comets leading 3-1. Blast and Comets in their only meeting this year. Leo. East-west pass over to Perez. BP's got it. Away from the goal to Sosa. Now over to Gibson. Under 5 to play in the first half. Comets need a win here to avoid dropping below 500, a place the Comets have not been very often in the last 2 years. I was reminded today by Mike on Facebook that the Comets were below 500 once this year. That was, of course, the first game of the season when they lost to Cedar Rapids here at home.
Other than an opening day, though, they haven't been below 500 since 2014, I believe.
Yep. Now Dos Santos sends it into the corner to Dantas. Dantas marked by Matingu, who reaches around with one of those long legs and kicked it away. Dantas gets it back, fires it in there off the boards, no good. Now Matingu plays it away from the goal, still poking it away with those long legs. And then picked up there. The Comets trying to track down the ball. Renault Palmer gets past Vanzella. Everybody tracking back. Shot. Goal! Ramon Palmer, credit him with a lot of that goal there, but Pino cleans it up on the doorstep, and the Comets out to a 4-1 lead. How about the effort there by Ramon Palmer?
Well, and he caught Vanzella out in no man's land. He came out halfway, then he looked really indecisive about whether or not he was going to come all the way out. Ramon took advantage of that. It's a great ball, and Pino, good job for following up.
Got a replay coming right into your kitchen here. Credit the Blast players. There were 4 or 5 white jerseys that all got back to help his keeper out, but Comets got it right in the sweet spot there, and Pino cleaned it up.
That's good effort from Ramon, Matt.
For Ramon Palmer, that is his 3rd assist on the season. And what great effort by Ramon. Pino, how about this? Pino, the rookie, that's his 4th goal. Guerrero Pino from Parral, Mexico, product of UMKC here locally. And while he was in his collegiate career at UMKC, he was a team MVP not once but twice. And the Comets, again, fortunate to have 2 great local universities to get talent from, Park University and UMKC. Both with 2 terrific coaches at each respective university, Ephraim Shimless of Park and, of course, Rick Benben of UMKC.
Yeah. And then Benedictine College, who gave us Guy Gomez.
Oh, yep.
They've had a good program, real good program the last couple of years.
Vanzella into the corner. He was aiming that for Jeremy Rayleigh. A Comet player's in there, Rodriguez, and he sends it back out towards the half line. Santana back there for Baltimore. And Nelson, the left footer, kicks it across the half line. It's headed by Robert Palmer back towards Baltimore's last third.
Just handed a note from our good friend Brian Holland.
Oh, good.
Other than this season, the last time the Comets were below 500 was November 16th, 2013. Also a 0-1 start to the year.
We are so fortunate to have Brian Holland. He's our resident historian of the professional indoor game here in Kansas City.
And not even the indoor game. He, if you follow his Facebook blog, he talks about the KC Scouts.
Oh, yep.
Quite often, too.
Hot winter nights, if you're looking to join the conversation on Facebook with Brian Holland. He came in handy the other night when Stephen Patterson got the shutout against Chicago. We were all trying to figure out when was the last time the Comets had a shutout, and it wasn't in this latest edition of the Comets. Nobody had gotten a shutout since the club reformed in 2010. But you go back to names like the MISL 2, I believe. Paolo Ceccarelli got a shutout. And what was it? There was another one prior to that, too. I can't remember. And Brian's probably listening. He's probably typing right now.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll message us with that, reminding us of who that one before that was.
He helped us clean up that question on that night. 1 minute and 33 seconds left to play in the first half, and the Comets out to a 4-1 lead over the Baltimore Blast with, 4 or 5 players in the corner. They pinned the ball up against the corner, and they'll...
I think they all just kind of looked up at the referees and said, will you please blow it?
So they'll drop the ball in the corner. One minute, 19 seconds left to play in the first half. Vanzella. Here's Vanzella. His pass a little bit too low. Off the head of Palmer over to Asadpour. Asadpour still going forward. Up to Robert. Try to get it right back to Vahid. Broken up by the Blast defense. DeSantos steps in. Gets it over to Travis Pittman. The Manassas, Virginia native. Trots it across the half line. Now inside the yellow line. Fires a shot blocked by Brian Harris. And now Stokic. Kick it up towards the center circle. Mello is there to play it back to Vanzella. 34 seconds left to play in the first half. Pittman. And a whistle and a foul called against the Comets. Guilty party, I believe, was Stokic.
You know, sometimes when you know a defender is going to run by you, you try to get in their way. I think Stoker got a little bit too much in his way.
16 seconds left. Comets kick it long. Denzel is there, under 10 to play. Will Baltimore get another shot off here? A header right into the breadbasket of Patterson, but will hold on to it, and that will do it for the first quarter. The Comets score 3 straight here in the second to take a 3-0 lead before Mello gets Baltimore on the board. And then the Comets answer that goal with another one of their own. Pino, another goal to make it 4-1. And at the end of 2 quarters, it is the Comets 4 and the Blast 1. Jeff, are you a little surprised by this score at halftime, or do you think it's right where things have kind of shaked out on the field?
You know, I am. I'm surprised at the quality of play. And these are 2 great teams, so don't get me wrong there. They're going to have a high quality of play no matter what, but the fact that both teams traveling, Baltimore flew in this morning. I think they got in around noon, come pretty much straight here to the arena. Comets driving back from Cedar Rapids last night. So you got a lot of tired legs out there, but we're seeing some good ball out there. And then just the scoring flurry, you don't see 3 goals in 5 minutes against this Baltimore team very often. So that was really refreshing to see. It sets up for a pretty good second half.
All right, we are looking forward to another 30 minutes of soccer here at Silverstein Ice Center's Arena. So Jeff and I will take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the third quarter action for you. Once again at half, Comets 4 and the Blast 1. All right, we are back live inside Silverstein Ice Center's arena. Glad to have you along. We are just about ready to begin the third quarter, and you may have seen there our ceremony at halftime. The Comets salute to service. They just gave away a car to a deserving veteran out there, courtesy of Cars for Heroes. And we also saw a swearing-in ceremony. So those of you veterans, men and women serving our military, past and present, from all of us at the Kansas City Comets, thank you.
It's a great ceremony. I always love to see the swearing-in ceremony, see the new soldiers coming in. And then the Cars for Heroes program, man, that's something else. It's gives a car away to a veteran in need. And he didn't know he was getting a car. He just thought he won a contest to come out and see the Comets play tonight.
Oh, is that right? And that is so cool.
Yeah, so then he just was handed, I don't know if you could see it on camera, but he was choking him back a little bit. I think a lot of us were, but that's always a good program too.
Jeff Houston and Nick Vassos with you live. Baltimore begins the third quarter with the ball. They will move it right to left from our position here at Silverstein Ice Center's arena. Dos Santos. Now up Main Street it comes, but Harris is there for the Comets. Sosa lifted up towards the half line. Baltimore gets it back. Donatelli serves it back to Vanzella. Always great to see the former players supporting the Comets. Here tonight is the legendary Kim Runfed, who I don't think has missed a game this year. He's always here. It's great to see the Rocket. We also have Jeff Davis in the house, former Attack and Comets player and Defender of the Year in 98-99. Jeff Davis is here with his wife and his son.
And his 1.5 kids.
Yes, and congratulations to them. They're expecting. And we also have Jamie Harding, former Wichita Wing and Kansas City Comet. He's also here. Here's the restart by Baltimore. Over to Rayleigh. Rayleigh hits it, and that one blocked by Sosa. Comets lead 4-1 over the Baltimore Blast. There's a long drive. That one blocked by Stokic off the foot of Pereira. Rebound comes out front and center. Baltimore 4-1 on the year. Comets are 3-3. Comets trying to go 1-1 over the weekend. Comets lost last night in Cedar Rapids, 8-7. Cedar Rapids scored the first 5 goals of the game. The Comets were working uphill all night long. They almost got it done. Comets trying to get it out of their last third, and so far the strategy for Baltimore is to pressure the Comets in their last third, see if they can get a turnover. Here's Santana up with it for the Blast. Trying to scoop it past Matingu, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll go to Kansas City. Here's Sosa. He kicks it long for Leo. Leo tried to hit it first time in there. Didn't get enough on it. Kick back towards the midfield area. Sosa, a header. Now Mello trying to settle the bouncing ball, and he does. Flicks it forward to Hoxie. Andrew Hoxie now double teamed by the red, white, and blue. And it comes out to Ramon Palmer. Hoxie unhappy about that right there. Sliding in and winning it back is the Blast. Hoxie thought about sliding it over to Jamie Thomas, but Thomas, a nice job there to win the ball back for Baltimore. Now Mello kicks it long, and that one way off to the right. Loose out front center. Ramon is there, up to Guerrero Pino. Pino plays it forward to Stokic. Stokic has 1 on the night. Cannot make a bid for number 2.
That Baltimore defense, I mean, we had a break for where it was 2-on-1 for about a second, and then all of a sudden you blink and it was 2v4.
Baltimore with an attempted Wallace Gora. Comes out front. Dos Santos is there. Now Dos Santos to Dantas. Dantas tried to flick it back to Pittman, but good defense there by O'Dane Sinclair. A couple of big bodies working. Now out front is Donatelli. His drive is stuffed by the Comets.
And that's the way you slide tackle in with Nacho just did right there.
Anzella sends it up the near side, and a foul is called, and a penalty is coming up against the Comets.
Now that's not the the way you defend against the wall. Nacho did there.
Nacho's going to be sent off as he went in hard on Jamie Thomas down the near boards, and that's going to be Nacho's 5th blue card in his 7th game. 5th blue card for Nacho. So the Comets are going to be a man down here for the next 2 minutes. Baltimore on the power plays are 47%, 7 of 15. Here's Mello with it. Comets on penalty killing, they are 67%. They have killed or allowed 5 goals on 15 times they've been shorthanded.
You know, last night it was a problem for them too. They gave up several power plays. At one point they were 5v3 and ended up giving up 2 power play goals.
So Robert Palmer over to Rodriguez. Headed back towards Comet side of the field, and Hoxie tried to hit it on the volley. Patterson snares it out to Gibson. Leo Gibson with the ball. Now to Palmer. Over to Rodriguez. 1 minute, 27 seconds left on the advantage to the Blast. Comets will try to kill it off. Leo Gibson back to Robert Palmer. Palmer, Rodriguez, Gibson, and Matingu, the man down team.
Great turn.
Here comes Rodriguez. Heels it to Palmer. Robert Palmer kicks it back to Patterson. Good job by the Comets here. Burning off about 30 seconds of this power play so far. Palmer is fouled by Vinny Dantas, and the Comets will restart it.
We're exactly 1 minute through this power play, and I think the Comets have held possession for about 40 seconds of it.
Patterson looks up. Pass is taken away. Now they try to chip Patterson. Patterson off his line to kick it away. Held in by the Blast. Donatelli yells out, "Relax," to his teammates. Donatelli front and center. Out wide to Mello. Down to the corner to Hoxie. Now Mello. Correction, that's Pereira, I'm sorry. No, it is Mello. Mello's 22 and Pereira's 22. Mello's 23. Come on, Nick, get with it. Had to punch myself in the face. Blast have 11 seconds left on the power play. Dos Santos, wall pass. Hoxie fanned on it. 5 seconds left. Here's Mello. Now Donatelli. Chip for Hoxie. Headed into Dantas. Nacho comes back out, so the Comets kill off the penalty there. Good job. Nacho trying to get past Donatelli, and a foul called on Nacho.
That was a great penalty kill.
9:18 left to play in the third. 4-1 Comets. Dos Santos. Toe poke. Hoxie tried to redirect it on. And Sosa is there for the Comets. Now Sinclair. O'Dane Sinclair down the left side. He's got a goal tonight. O'Dane Sinclair trying to cut it back. And his touch lets him down. It's picked off there by the Blast, and they'll send it to the half line. Patterson into open space, taken back by the Blast. Donatelli. Comets out shooting Baltimore 10-7. Here's Pereira. Now Mello. Here's Mello. Mello a drive, and Patterson makes the save, but Hoxie made contact with him. And the best mustache in the MASL is guilty of the foul.
Baltimore foul number 4, Hoxie, first of the half, second of the game.
Hoxie's first of the half and second of the game. Here's Patterson. Plays it off to Sosa. Now Patterson. He'll play it long for Gibson. Gibson heeled it back towards the middle. Now Leo trying to win the ball back. Comets applying a little bit of pressure here in the last third. It comes out to Mello. Now Rayleigh with a touch on it. Coming up on just under 8 minutes to play. Here's a drive, and a save is made by Patterson. That one off the foot of Juan Pereira. Outlet to Leo. Gibson surrounded by a trio of white jerseys. Plays it back to Asadpour. Now into the corner. Leo trots towards the ball. But one back by Asadpour to Leo. Shot by Vanzella, saved. Gibson gets it back. A funny hop. Now front and center it comes to Sosa, who leaves it for Asadpour. Can the Comets hold on to this 4-1 lead? Long way to go in this one. 7 minutes to play in the third. Baltimore's record is the same as our score right now, 4-1, but it's in favor of the Comets. Vahid Asadpour. Over to Sosa. Now back to Vahid. Vahid, one of the most experienced indoor professionals in the game. Spent 4 years in Detroit with the Ignition. Won a title there. Of course, won a title with the Comets. He's the Detroit Mercy University graduate. Here comes Lucas Rodriguez. Lucas moved to the Kansas City area when he was 11 years old. Went to high school here in our area. And then went to JUCO and Mid-America Nazarene for college. Spent a couple years in the USL, several years with the Comets. Now Matingu, right side Asadpour. Vahid. Back to Palmer. Palmer slides it into Matingu. Matingu in the area, had it poked away. Mello comes out with it for Baltimore, and a foul is called on Matingu in the midfield area. .537 left to play in the third.
Jersey number 4, Matingu, foul, first of the half, second of the game.
Here's Santana. He delivers it to Pittman, and a shot on goal is off the mark. That one coming off the foot of Jordan Becker, one of the newcomers for the Blast. Here's Rodriguez being held in the midfield area. He goes down, and a foul called on Dos Santos.
Baltimore foul number 12, Dos Santos, first of the half, second of the game.
Here's Gibson. He lost it. Pittman is there, back to Vanzella. Vanzella to Donatelli. That one played long into the corner for Thomas. Thomas shielded away by a Comet defender. Patterson picks it up and unloads to O'Dane Sinclair. Sinclair, the former Ambush product, coming over to Kansas City. That leaves it for Ramon Palmer. Ramon dives into the corner, slots it in there. It's kicked away there by the Blast keeper, Vanzella. Comets maintain possession. Palmer goes off and Sosa comes back on. Harris comes on for Sinclair. Sosa. A little frustrated there that nobody didn't run into the space. So Baltimore picks it back up. 4 minutes to play in the third. Here's Gibson. Over to Harris. Harris, a shot just wide to the left. Wall pass looking to get it in there. Nacho tried to take a crack at it, but gets tripped up by the Blast. No call. Foul is called against Nacho Flores. No scoring here in the third, and down on the carpet is Jamie Thomas. Thomas back up on his feet into the bench area. And Perez called for the foul. So Santana plays it forward to Dantas. Dantas with some nifty footwork. Now away from the goal to Pereira. Pereira over to Mello. Mello forward, comes to Rayleigh. Rayleigh marked by Sosa of the Comets. He plays it away from the goal to the center line. It's Mello. Pereira makes a small little run. And all the way back to Vanzella. Vanzella 4-1 on the year. His goals against average 2.42 coming into tonight. That'll tick up a little bit because the Comets have scored 4 against Blast's terrific keeper. Goalkeeper of the year in 15. 5 shutouts over the last 2 years for Vanzella. Here's Rayleigh. Rayleigh lost it. Comets cannot control it. Santana is there. Sosa. Good run by Sosa there to win the ball back for the Comets, but they can't hang on to it.
Doing a good job of stopping them from going very far into our defensive third, but we're not working the ball out from there.
Dantas thought about it. Instead, his back to Matingu, plays it away from the goal. Now to the center circle, Santana. 2 minutes to play in the third. Comets lead 4-1. Dantas to Donatelli. And then once again back to Santana. Now Caltabiano of the Blast. Front and center. In the corner it comes to Dantas. Marked by Matingu of the Comets. Goals scored by O'Dane Sinclair, Leo Gibson, Stefan Stokic in the second quarter, along with Guerrero Pino. The lone goal scored by Baltimore by Mello. That all took place in the second quarter. No scoring here in the third. Vanzella to Hoxie. That one took a funny hop off the top of the dasher boards, and the Comets try to work it out of the back. Asupor for Sosa. Now to Patterson, and forward it comes to Leo. Leo trying to win the ball there. This is bouncing on the carpet. Now Sinclair to Gibson. Gibson forward to O'Dane Sinclair, and a little handball action there by Sinclair. And it'll go back to the Blast.
Is this the fastest game?
It's going. It's
Of
moving.
the year? Is it just me?
Under a minute to play now in the third. Hoxie. Battling Sinclair, and Ron Corey calls the foul on Sinclair.
Kansas City foul on number 11, O'Dane Sinclair, the second of the
It's a
game.
good battle there. Both players doing their best to try to draw that foul. I think the mustache just automatically makes you a winner.
Under 30 to play in the third. Comets and Blast, one of 2 games tonight on the MASL docket. Atletico and Turlock are going to get underway here in a little bit. Last few seconds here, and down on the carpet goes Andrew Hoxie, and he is called for the foul. He chopped down Matingu.
That's O'Dane.
Oh, that was against it.
Yeah,
Oh.
O'Dane right there. Those two have been going at it this entire quarter. It's been kind of fun to watch the two big fellas.
Harris. Horn sounds, and that's it for the third. No scoring in the third, so the score remains the same. The Comets 4, and the Blast 1.
Baltimore Blast 1.
We'll be back for the fourth and final frame coming up, but first, Kansas City North Spine and Joint Center, the official chiropractors of the Kansas City Comets, uses advanced manual therapy and chiropractic techniques to treat athletic and overuse injuries from all sport-related activities. For more information on how they can help you or the athlete in your life, visit their website, kcnorthsjc.com. That's kcnorthsjc.com. Comets lead 4-1. You're watching MASL TV.
The 816 Hotel is the official hotel of the Kansas City Comets. Stay where the visiting MASL teams stay when they come to town. Located right in the heart of Westport, the 816 Hotel features unique rooms showcasing many of Kansas City's famous companies and landmarks, including the Comets. For more information, visit 816hotel.com.
Alongside Jeff Houston, I'm Nick Vassos, live at Silverstein Ice Centers Arena on MASL TV. So happy that you joined us for part of your weekend. The Comets lead the Blast 4-1. This will be their only meeting this year. And in terms of stats here, let's see here. Patterson has made 5 saves tonight. Van Zella has made 6. Comets have 12 shots, and Baltimore has 13. Score is 4-1. That's the most important stat for both these teams. Here comes the Blast, working out of their last third. They get it over to Dos Santos. Whoa, Patterson way off his line, and he boots it back towards the Baltimore side of the field. Both teams switch ends. Ramon Palmer there buzzing around Van Zella. Van Zella out to Dantas. Vinny Dantas trots it across the half line. Stokic intercepts the pass, and the Comets will try to get it out of their last third, but here is that pressure once again from Baltimore. Here's Harris. Harris will chip it long. Leo settles it on the half line to Palmer. Robert Palmer is there. Back to Patterson. Good job there by Patterson. He plays it long, but nobody home for the Comets.
Just trying to beat that pressure.
Crowd now chanting pizza. We are inside the Domino's Miracle Minute. If the Comets score here, free pizza for everybody in the house. Hoxie
still waiting for confirmation that we're included in that free pizza.
We've talked about pizza on every home broadcast. You and I, big fans of pizza, Jeff. 13 seconds left. A drive off the foot of Hoxie, and that went off the glass. No good. Rebound comes to Rayleigh. Rayleigh in the blast, hold it in. Here's Mello. Near side Pittman. Deflects off of a Comet player. Rayleigh trying to win the ball back along with Palmer. Now the Comets trying to get it out of their last third. Good play there by Sosa, just coming on to get it to Matingu. Sosa gets it back and forward up to Stokic. Stokic quickly try to settle it. Pittman and Stokic are there. Now it comes out. And Osadpour. Osadpour still with it. Osadpour, Lucas. Couldn't get us to Sinclair. Oh, a shot and ding dong off the crossbar.
Sometimes you need to get greedy. Lucas had a good shot. He had a good look at the ball.
Save you money by offering everyday low prices and hundreds of sale items every week. Sunfresh and Country Mart Grocers are where you get the fresh stuff.
12 minutes and 18 seconds left to play in the game. Comets leading 4-1. Osadpour. Over to Lucas. Lucas looking for Leo in the corner. Pass is not strong enough. It's headed away by the blast. Pittman's pass nearly taken back away by Gibson. Almost a giveaway there by Pittman. Now a long one to Dantas in the corner for the blast. Dantas heels it back to Mello. Shot save, Patterson. Another save. Two terrific saves there by Patterson. And maybe the best chance that Baltimore has had in the last 20 minutes or so.
Since their goal.
Now Dantas. Dantas falls down. So does Rodriguez. Osadpour is there. Comets holding the blast. Just one goal here. And we have 11 minutes to play in the game. Here's Mello. Over to Pereira. Now back to Rayleigh. Vanzella playing on the half line. Here's Pereira. Pereira trying to get past Harris. Good luck on that. Excuse me. Now Mello. Becker is back into the game for Baltimore again.
Nick, I don't know if you've noticed, but Hector, who bangs the drums for us down in the Comets supporters section, he's got some company a little bit up higher. The Lee Summit High School drumline has joined us. Done a great job tonight.
I have noticed that. It's a very nice addition.
Normally we got Hector with a bass drum and a snare drum, and sitting up there we got snare drums, we got timpanis, we got bass drums.
Were you in the band?
I was in high school.
You were?
I was a marching saxophone.
You started throwing out some technical terms there. I had to go there. You said they had a timpani?
Timpanis, yeah.
Timpanis.
Or the quads is what they would call it in marching band.
Just learned something about Jeff Houston. Shot by Caltabiano goes off the near glass. And the rebound attempt by Thomas is fanned on. Comets trying to dig it out of the corner. Everybody giving chase in there. Robert Palmer, Andrew Hoxie, Thomas of the blast is in there, and it squirts out to Patterson. Patterson throwing long. And that one takes a hop off the dasher boards and goes out of bounds.
I have a feeling we're going to see Baltimore just starting to just put it on goal, put it on frame, just see what happens. Down 4-1.
Long one from Vanzella. Snared out of the air by Patterson. Distributes the ball to Pino. Guerrero Pino from Parral, Mexico. One One of the new Comet newcomers. He has 4 goals this season. The youngster out of UMKC. Now Palmer battling Hoxie. There's quite a bit of height difference there between those two. Now Matingu! Long leg striding into the corner. Matingu. Not really what he wanted to do there. Kind of shook his head at himself. Comets will maintain possession.
Ooh. Sorry, there's a dangerous ball bounced right over Pittman's head from Patterson.
Now Patterson to Palmer. Palmer, good wall pass to himself. Palmer now into the corner to Ramon. No relation. Had it kicked away there by Hoxie. Comets will hold on. 8 minutes to play in the game. Danny Kelly standing on top of his bench there. So are both Comets coaches, Goran Karadzov and Goran Hunyek. Here's Pino. Right side, Ramon Palmer. Now Sinclair. Sinclair's pass. Almost snared by Pittman. Comets will play it back to Patterson. Here's Sosa with it. Clock ticking away, just ticking away for the Comets. We have had a constant flow in this game. There has not been a lot of whistles. And thus, the game has just been motoring by at record pace.
Other than that one flurry where the Comets put about 3 balls out of bounds, gave Baltimore 3 or 4 at the top of the arc, the ball has stayed in play. Not too much in the way of fouls. But yeah, the game has just flowed.
Vanzella and Dos Santos are back there. Here comes William. Vanzella over to Rayleigh. Now Dantas out front. Ball still loose, and Patterson corrals it there for the Comets. That was close, but still. Comets hold on. 6.5 to play now in the game. Patterson kicks it long. Leo gets a touch. Now Pereira. Into the middle to Dantas. Shot save made by Patterson. Now it's again drive, and that one high. Dantas with 2 good looks at it. One low. Patterson made the save, and the one high was off the target.
I don't know how Patterson even saw that one until it came right to him.
Pereira. Dantas. They'll drop the ball in the corner. Asapour and Dantas. Ball is pinballing around there in the corner. Both teams trying to put a boot on it. Loose ball, still loose. Still loose out front. And it's kicked away. That was close for the Comets, and Stokic is down. Stefan Stokic is down.
It's a head injury in the area. You got to stop that ball.
Stokic was lying on the ground with that ball loose in front of him. And as you might imagine, with so many players around him, Baltimore trying to kick the ball, it would appear that they missed the ball and made contact with Stefan's
These pizzas are the same,
head.
But depending on the day of the week, they aren't the same price. That's not right.
I don't think there's any intent in there, but still.
Now you can carry out
if
large
the guy goes down
Domino's
holding his
pizzas
head,
for $7.99 every day of the
at that
week.
point you got to stop the game, especially right now. All
To
this
the U.S. Women's National
focus
team,
on
they return home to their
concussions
teams
and head
take on
injuries.
FC Kansas City at Swope Park this summer.
Stefan Stokic, the longtime veteran.
Plus, reserve your 2017 season tickets now.
He's been with the Comets for a long time. Went away when the Extreme Soccer League was played. I think he went up. Maybe he played at Detroit or some other team, but came back to the Comets when they started playing again in 2010.
One of the few that have been around since this team came back. Stokic, Vahid, Leo Gibson, Brian Perez, and Brian Harris.
Amazing. tribute to management and owners of keeping the core of this team together for so long.
The official window replacement company of the Comets.
Right now, live look inside the Comets huddle right now. 5:36 left to play. 4-1 Comets over the Blast.
So you never miss another Comets play. Comets fans are invited to call Silversign Eye Centers at 816-3.
Comets looking to get back to their winning ways after losing last night in Cedar Rapids to the first place Rampage. Cedar Rapids 6-2 on the season. The Comets trail Cedar Rapids by 2 full games. 5:36, and it looks like the 6th attacker is coming out for Baltimore. Donatelli will don the 6th attacker jersey for the Blast. So an extra attacker out there for the Blast here with 5:36 left to play in the game. Danny Kelly decides to go 6th attacker.
Pay for it and pick up, receive your autograph and a photograph with the player of the jersey you have won in support of Cars for Heroes. Thanks again to all of those of you in attendance tonight who support our charity, Cars for Heroes, and our Salute to Service game here against the Baltimore Blast.
Nick, I want to say hello to our good friend and fan, Pat Gouldenfenning. And apologies if I say that wrong, but watching at home and just want to confirm, yes, you are yelling as loud at home as you are here. We hear you loud and clear.
6th attacker out for the Blast. Donatelli into Dantas. Away from the goal, out to Mello. Donatelli picks it up, fires one. It hits Hoxie, his teammate.
Great block from Hoxie.
Here's Santana. A drive off of Peterson. The ball just to the left of the Comets goal. Everybody digging away on the inboards. And a whistle, and they're going to drop the ball there. Very close to the Comets goal. Santana is there, along with Sosa. Ramon Palmer. Ramon kicks it long. Held in by Donatelli. Left side to Mello. Now Donatelli. Blast trail by 3. 4 minutes and 48 seconds left to play in the game. Donatelli, right wing. Comes out to Mello. Now Dantas. Here is Donatelli. Here is Hoxie front and center. He unloads one, wide right, and shot straight up into the air. Headed back to the center circle, picked up by Donatelli. Donatelli left side, Mello. Now Dantas. His drive blocked by Palmer. Good team defense by Kansas City. Sosa will go off. Vahid Asadpour, Stefan Stokic will come on. Changes for the Comets. Ramon Palmer and Lucas Rodriguez go off. Now Mello. Got it left side. Dantas. Mello. Santana. Back to Dantas. Shot. No good. And out of bounds it goes. Off of Baltimore. Harris asking for a little bit of space from Hoxie. Harris on up to Matingu. Matingu still going forward. Here's Donatelli. Now Mello. Hoxie. Santana. Shot. Cleared off the line by Matingu. Mello. Once again into the mixer. Shot on the volley. Goes wide. That was Dantas. Coming up on 3 minutes to play. Santana. Back to Donatelli. Right side, Dos Santos. Donatelli over to Mello. His drive is blocked out of bounds by Stokic. Great job by Stefan Stokic, sacrificing his body once again. Stefan has sacrificed himself tonight. He's played a very good game as well. I think you and I are seeing similar on our 3 stars for tonight.
It's been a lot of good efforts out there.
Comets fans, the post-game autograph session starts immediately following the game. Enter and players will be sent autographs as they roll out the bed.
Patterson throws it long. 2:42 left to play in the game. Leo into the corner with Dos Santos. Still loose, and a foul called on the Comets. Dos Santos had Palmer and Gibson pinned against the boards, and the Comets called for the foul.
Number 14, his first of the game.
And they got Leo for the foul. 2.5 to play in the game. Donatelli. Earlier this week, the Blast announced that they are going to bring back Pat Healy and Lucas Roque. And I bet Danny Kelly is saying they can't get here soon enough.
Yeah, Roque will be back, I believe, in January. Healy comes back at the end of the month.
Another block there by the Comets.
Comets, the post-game autograph session starts immediately following the game. The players will remain on the field after the game. Fans are encouraged to head to section 119 in the autograph session. Season ticket holders getting
The Blast's other, or their lone defeat, I should say, came during their home opener when Milwaukee beat them 4-3. Here's a drive by Dantas. That one blocked by Rodriguez. Coming up on 2 minutes to play. It's knocked out of bounds off of Dos Santos, and the Comets will have it. Kansas City's next home game is going to be Friday, December 30th, when they host the St. Louis Ambush. Call 1-855-4KC Gold to get your Comets tickets, or Ticketmaster.com. The Comets' next game will be December 17th. That'll be on the road in Florida to run with the Tropics. 6:05, Saturday, December 17th. All games can be seen on MASL TV. Asadpour to Gibson. The ball went under Leo's foot. That doesn't happen too often. Comets trying to hold it in. Now Donatelli. Out to Santana. Looks like the Comets are going to hold on here and win. It's 1 minute and 37 seconds left to play. Now Dantas. Back to Mello. Comets are playing great team defense. Mello to Dantas. Dantas shoots, and that one blocked by Palmer. Right side, Dos Santos. Across to Dantas, now Mello again.
You know, this game really tells me what I've been thinking for a while. The Central Division is probably the toughest division in the MASL. The Blast, if this result holds, will be 0-2 against the Central Division, and then undefeated against everybody else. And then they're 0-2 against the 4th and 5th place teams in the Central Division. And it's just such a tight race right now.
Under a minute to play. Dos Santos is there. Comets are going to get their win. They're going to be 4-3, and the Blast are going to drop to 4-2. The Blast next game is going to be on the road Saturday as Asadpour breaks away over to Stokic, making a bid for number 2. Stefan Stokic, his second of the game. And Stokic is now, Stefan Stokic, his second of the game to go along with his 4 blocks. What a game for Stokic tonight. Here's a look at it again. Yeah, it's the breakaway. Vanzilla comes back. There's the breakaway, and that's all she wrote.
Is this a good time to talk about our 3 stars of the
I
game?
think it is. Tell us who our 3 stars are, Jeff.
Well, third star, another solid game in the net. Steven Patterson. He's played real well, made some
Great
saves.
bounce back from last night's game.
He played real solid. He was in position against a real tough team. Second star, I tell you, this just flipped for me, and I hope you agree with me. But second star right now, Leo Gibson, who's played great. He's had a goal and an assist. But our first star is Stefan Stokic.
Stefan Stokic, our first star. Agree totally.
He's had now 4 or 5 blocks and a goal to go with it. And he's been putting himself on the line, throwing his body out there. He's done everything he could to help this team win the game.
Well, here's a blue card with 17.8 seconds left. Tonight's attendance, 3,118. Looks like they're going to send Vanzela. Are they going to send Vanzela off for pushing or not? Or is it going to go against... Oh, yeah. So it is going to go against Vanzela, who pushed Robert Palmer down to the ground. So this all but wrapped up here, and the Comets will improve to 4-3. The Comets will just hold the ball as the rest of the seconds tick off the clock. 3 seconds, 2, 1. And that's a winner, folks. It's official. The Comets have beaten the Blast 5-1 here at Silverstein Ice Centers Arena. They've held the Blast to just 1 goal tonight. Impressive by the Kansas City Comets.
Continues the streak. The team has not lost more than 1 game at a time. Had no losing streaks since 2013.
That's amazing. That's amazing consistency. And the Blast, well, they fall to 4-2, and as you pointed out, Jeff, have lost. Both their losses have come at the hands of Central Division teams. A big, big win for the Comets here tonight because the toughest part of their schedule is coming up, and they needed to get this win as they now go on the road for 4 of their next 5.
Yeah, they've got a tough road schedule ahead of them against some real tough teams and more teams in the Central Division as well. So it's good to get this one before the holidays get started in earnest and come back here in a couple weeks, just close out the year, hopefully with a couple more wins under the belt.
Meanwhile, Baltimore is going to head out onto the road. They're going to be in Dallas to take on the Sidekicks on Saturday, December 17th. And then a road game in Syracuse and another in Harrisburg before the Blast return home for Saturday, January 7th to host the Dallas Sidekicks. So the Blast they're not going to be at home for the whole month of December. They got to wait till January before they get their next home game.
And I don't know if it's still the case, but for a long time they used to have the circus that would come in.
That's right.
In December. So I'm guessing that might be the case again. Kicks them out of their arena, but when they're home, they make the best of it.
Well, congratulations to the Kansas City Comets. A big win tonight over the Baltimore Blast. And a special thank you to all of our servicemen and women here on a Salute to Service night. The Comets gave away a car to a deserving veteran. We also had members from Team Fidelis here who support our veterans in our community in Kansas City. And we thank each and every one of our servicemen and women from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for your sacrifice and your commitment to this great country. Final thoughts, Mr. Husted?
It's a big win, some big players, especially with less than 24 hours since the last game. And it was good to see them come back and bounce back to play a tough opponent, play them hard, and get a good-sized win.
Awesome. Great to see you, my friend. We'll see you back here when the Comets will take on the St. Louis Ambush on Friday, December 30. And it'll be another I-70 series game between St. Louis and Kansas City. Looking forward to it. For my broadcast partner, Jeff Husted, and our entire crew here at Silverstein Ice Centers Arena, thank you so much for being a part of tonight's broadcast. Once again, the final score, Comets 5 and the Blast 1. Good night from Silverstein Ice Centers Arena.